Okay, the denim is so stiff and aggressive. It feels like a very light sandpaper is grinding against my legs.
These are the Samurai S500AXs, coming in at $442. These are 96% cheaper than Samurai's legendary $10,000 Samurai Cotton Project jeans. These jeans have an eensy-teensy bit of the same cotton found in those $10,000 jeans in them. The really awkward thing about this video is the cotton in the denim I've called low quality in like 50 different videos. To make the jeans that we're talking about today, Samurai had to start their own cotton farm. They had to reintroduce farming techniques that hadn't been used in the area for over 157 years. Also, cotton is not even a native plant to Japan. Although cotton is often grown on Japanese farms after tsunami damage because cotton can be grown in much saltier soil than rice. Samurai is so particular about their jeans that they recommend you only use a soap made from a byproduct of soy sauce production, but not modern soy sauce production. The soy sauce production has to be done the old traditional way so they can properly extract the virgin oil of a soybean after it's pressed.
Now that is some Japanese raw denim hype if I have ever heard it myself, and it reminds me of Momotaro's gold labeled jeans where the denim on those jeans is woven by hand, and Momotaro says it takes 8 hours to weave 1 meter of this fabric. But if you go to this video specifically and you look at the top 2 comments,
the first commenter is a hand weaver and says 1 meter in 8 hours. With that machine, you should be able to do like 9 meters in 8 hours. And the second commenter says, I don't know why you are saying this is the only machine left in the world that can do this. There are literally hundreds of thousands of those exact machines across the world still being used today.
I believe Momotaro just because, one, you can't gather exactly what a company is doing just by one video shot in like 2009, and two, English isn't even their main language. So when they say this is the only machine in the world, they may not mean this actual machine there's only one of. They may mean this is the only type of machine in the world that can do this.
Today we'll be going over 1, what makes this denim special, 2, how Samurai broke the term Japanese denim. This is the only real Japanese denim in the world by Samurai's terms. And then we'll be talking about the features of these jeans. And finally, we answer the hard question. Is this just marketing hype with a huge inflated price?
Sup Snailians, it's Michael. This is poison ivy, some of it, because I rubbed in it last time I was here and now my body's itching like the dickens.
Oh, and also, there was a new vlog on the second channel where I fly to Scotland with my girlfriend Taylor to get some of the rarest wool in the world. You should check it out. Okay, bye.
There are 2 words that, when related to clothing, 99% of people think, I do not want my clothes to be described like that. Those 2 words are heavy and harsh. Samurai heard those words and thought, oh, sick. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. I think today's a tuck-in day, actually. In order to truly understand what makes Samurai denim so special, we have to take those 2 terms, heaviness and harshness, and break them apart, and I will try my best to explain both. This man, right here, is Mr. Nogame, the founder of Samurai. He founded Samurai in 1997, and denim in Japan in 1997 was starting to get pretty crazy. There was the Osaka 5, which I talked about in my Ironheart video, but essentially there were all these amazing brands starting to craft all of this incredibly unique denim, but it all kind of centered around Levi's, what Levi's were doing. The jeans had to be the same weight and density as Levi's, the tags had to be the same, the designs on the back pockets had to be the same, but that's not even what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is Mr. Nogame and Samurai. He said, I do like what Levi's is doing, but I want to change things up a little bit. I want to make the heaviest jeans in the world, something that has never been done before, and that's where it gets a little, I think it was done before.
From this to this. Thank you, Blue Mon, for sponsoring this video.
Just try to understand that for me, moving to New York was terrible for me and my hair. It was vile. People were puking when they saw me on the street. Then I learned about pre-stylers, which changed everything, if you're familiar. They took my hair from limp to just full of life. Magical, not greasy, perfectly lifeful.
This is the original by Blue Mon, styling Meraki.
I put it in my hair, blow dry my head, and boom, I look like a $1,000,000,000. People are drinking their puke back up on the street. Then, after pre-styling, I take Blue Mon's Cavalier Heavy Clay and I put that in my hair. And I get unbelievable texture and hold, sometimes up to 2 days of hold. Yeah. So thank you, Blumon, for sponsoring this video. You can use my code SNAIL to get 10% off your next order. That's where it gets a little... I think it was done before.
I then talked about the history of denim weights for about 15 minutes, so I think we're just gonna skip that. Mr. Nogami makes denim that's usually 50 to 200% heavier than Levi's jeans.
Now the coolest part of Samurai is the harshness factor of this denim. It's very harsh. It feels like sandpaper. There's little like thorns in it in the beginning when you first get the jeans. Why is that? Why does it feel like that? And why is it less durable? And is it bad or low quality? I have called short staple cotton fiber low quality for a very long time. Now I'm going to say the other end of that. I've never just said it's low quality. I always put this part in, but still. Picture long staple cotton as a classy young man sitting at a table drinking tea. And then you look across the table at short staple cotton and it's drunk laying on the table and peeing straight upwards and it's showering onto itself. If you say to long staple cotton fibers, I'm going to spin you into a yarn today, they will say, oh, I can't wait to be spun into a yarn. If you say the same thing to short staple cotton fibers, they will stage a full-on rebellion. As you're spinning them, they'll be clawing to try and get out. They'll be wild, they'll be gnarly, so their yarns look like you just took a snapshot of them rebelling against you and trying to break out from their yarn. And the byproduct of that is it doesn't look very smooth or uniform. It looks a little naughty, nasty, weird.
Long staple cotton fiber, more durable, smoother against the skin, shinier, softer. Short staple cotton fiber, it's got a lot of texture.
And on top of that, you can even process the cotton more or less. Samurai doesn't process their cotton a lot, so those thorns that I keep talking about are sticks and leaves and stuff like that from the actual cotton plant that remained in all of the cotton when it was spun into yarns, and then as a result is now in your jeans. And that does come out of your jeans. Nobody comes close to what Mr. Nogami did one night over sake when he said to some other people, hey, wait a minute. It's not really Japanese denim jeans because we get all the cotton from like Texas. What's with that? Let's fix it. And he did. Mr. Nogami's goal obviously was to just grow cotton in Japan and make jeans, shirts, whatever it may be out of it, but there is like a trillion problems. Number one, there is no native cotton species in Japan because Japan is not good for growing cotton, so that's really hard to do. And on top of all of that, Mr. Nogami wanted to do this completely natural. No pesticides, they don't even water their cotton, they just let, when it rains, it rains. They're like, all right, that's good. And I know what you're probably thinking, why stop there? That's also exactly what Mr. Nogami thought because there is no machining on anything. All of the cotton is picked by hand, the seeds are picked out by hand, everything is cleaned by hand, no machines, no nothing, pure natural. If there was cotton right here, I would pick it out of the ground, throw the seeds out, give it to Mr. Nogami, he would say, thank you, Michael, and throw it in the trash, because we're in America. And because of all of this, Samurai reintroduced farming techniques that hadn't been seen in the area for like 160 years. They have community events, they have barbecues, local elementary school children come to the farms to see how to plant, to see cotton, to learn about nature and everything like that. It's safe to say that Mr. Nogami, and by extension Samurai, are doing everything in the slowest, most natural possible way, and they say it takes them about 1 day to process a kilo of cotton. So it takes them like all year to process something that they only make 100 jeans out of, which is not a lot. They're losing money on every single pair. And after all of that, the top comment on Reddit about these jeans are, what a brilliant ripoff. You get your very own customers to grow your cotton and process it, then you sell it back to them for $10,000. Essentially, it took Samurai years to be able to figure out how to grow cotton properly, to have enough cotton to actually make one pair of jeans. They had to find someone that would spin that small amount of cotton. They had to find someone that would dye it by hand with natural indigo, all this stuff. So $10,000 became the symbolic price. So I don't even really think the first pair of jeans made with this denim was ever for sale. I think that specific point was the marketing, the price of the jeans. Ready or not, here's a breakdown of all of these jeans features. There are 13! Number one, we now know that this is 18-ounce denim, but it is also dyed with a combination of natural and synthetic indigo, which is reportedly what gives it its striking blue hue that I don't really notice too much. Number two, this denim is unsanforized, so you can see what they look like before I rinse them and now what they look like after. Number three, we get this sweet custom leather patch. Number four, all of the thread that you see here and all over the jeans is made from cotton. Number five, these are silver painted iron buttons. I think they're iron, and I think the reason that they paint them with silver is so they stay silver for longer, but eventually as that paint chips away, the buttons rust. Number six, 100% pure copper rivets that will oxidize and look crazy over time. Number seven, these pocket bags are printed specifically for this line of jeans. They're not generic pocket bags that go in all Samurai jeans. Number eight, we have front rivets that have cool backing designs, but number nine, the back pockets are also riveted with different backing designs. Number 10, these belt loops are raised. Number 11, the back pockets are lined with the same material as the pocket
pocket bags. Number 12, not crazy, but we're using 2 different colored threads throughout the jeans, which is logistically, again, another layer. Number 13 may be a little tough to see, but we have hidden back pocket designs that will show themselves as your back pockets fade and get lighter. This thread will stay the same color.
Wow, that was pretty cool. Thanks, Michael. Are they worth it? You could get short staple cotton fiber from anywhere else in the world for way, way cheaper, way logistically easier, and that's what a lot of other Japanese denim brands do, so not there. You could get tougher denim from Ironheart, that's also cheaper, so not there. And you could get 34 pairs of George jeans from Walmart for the price of one of these, which makes it seem like, no, it's not worth it, right? But what about the durability factor? This part may be a little surprising because short staple cotton fiber is not as durable as long staple cotton fiber. We know that. But the real question is how perceptibly different is it? Will these break down before Ironhearts? Probably yes, for the most part, but there's also a trillion other factors that come into play. So generally, I would say that Ironhearts last longer, but then if you look online, people say their Samurais outlasted their Ironhearts because there's a million different factors that go into every single pair of jeans. What cotton is being used on what yarn, where did it break, why did it break?
Overall, Samurai, what you're paying for is the art and care. Using 2 different rivets is crazy, painting the buttons, custom pocket bags, making insane textured denim, and starting their own farm. That's the big ticket with Samurai.
The only thing that would actually break down notably faster is the stitching, is the cotton threads. So the question is it all hype? Is it all marketing? Is it just something that's dumb? Are they just ripping people off? No. Would you rather Samurai be starting their own cotton fields in Japan where it's very hard to grow and they have to figure all this stuff out? Or would you rather Levi's hire Brad Pitt and Jaden Smith and everybody to advertise their jeans and stuff like that? Perfect example of this, Buck Mason. I also needed to shout out these shoes in a video because they gave them to me for free. Cool. Padmore and Barnes collaboration with Buck Mason. Like them. They're very blocky and squarey. Buck Mason bought BM Knitting Mills. It's a US-based knitting mill that was going to go out of business. Buck Mason bought them, and that's amazing marketing. I read all about that. They're also made in the USA. Amazing marketing for a lot of people. And somewhere in Japan, there is a man right now tending to a cotton farm where he's losing money because he just wants to have something like that. He wants to do it all natural. I think it's a total appreciation of the craft. There are people that look at a mundane object like a pair of jeans and say, how perfect can we possibly make these? How far can we go to see what we can change and to make this an art form? And I will leave you with a quote from Mr. Nagami. Mr. Nagami says, it's for the love of it. It's not about money. In this one thing, I want us to be unbeatable, to do something that nobody else is doing or has ever done. And he succeeded. Anyways though, I will see you all next week.